When most people think about medicine, they imagine pills, prescriptions, or high-tech hospital treatments. But what if I told you that some of the most powerful treatments for regenerating your body, starving cancer, and burning fat are not found in the pharmacy but right in your kitchen? I'm Dr. William Lee. My career has been focused on studying how food can be used as medicine, not in some vague way, but with hard science, clinical trials, peer-reviewed studies, and human results. Today, I want to walk you through foods and drinks that do remarkable things for your body. They regrow stem cells, they can help to starve cancer cells, and they literally activate fat burning inside you. Now, here's the key insight. It's not about eating more food. It's about eating the right food, in the right way, in the right amount. Because more isn't always better. Science shows us that precision matters. So let's dive into some surprising, evidence-backed foods and beverages like tea, coffee, dark chocolate, and extra virgin olive oil that can reshape your health from the inside out. Before we get into specific foods, let's understand what's at stake. Inside your bone marrow, you carry a powerful treasure. Stem cells. These cells are like your body's repair squad. When you were a baby in the womb, stem cells built your organs. But even after birth, they didn't just disappear. They got stored in your bone marrow, like spare construction workers, waiting to be called out. Every single day, these stem cells are released into your bloodstream. They roam your body, repairing damage, patching up blood vessels, regenerating tissues, healing wounds, and even protecting your organs from aging. Here's the problem. As we get older, stem cells become less active. They're still there, but they don't respond as vigorously as they did when we were young. Environmental stress, poor diet, smoking, lack of exercise, and oxidative damage all weaken stem cells. That's why finding ways to protect and stimulate them is a game changer. And here's where food comes in. Certain foods don't just feed you, they wake up your stem cells. Imagine opening the hive and letting thousands of bees out to rebuild your body. That's what the right foods can do. Let's start with something simple but powerful. Tea. Most people think of tea as a relaxing drink, maybe a ritual. But scientifically, tea is far more than that. It's one of the most potent stem cell activating, fat-burning, and cancer-fighting beverages you can consume daily. Matcha tea, killing cancer stem cells. Matcha, that bright green powdered tea from Japan, is not just trendy, it's scientifically groundbreaking. Researchers discovered that matcha tea can kill breast cancer stem cells in the lab. Think about that. In oncology, one of the holy grails is to destroy cancer stem cells because those are the very cells responsible for tumors coming back after treatment. To this day, no drug reliably does this. Yet, matcha tea has shown the ability to target those deadly seeds of cancer. Now, does this mean matcha cures cancer? No. But it means this is a food that contains bioactives so powerful they can go after the hardest to kill cancer cells in laboratory studies. That's remarkable. Oolong tea, shrinking your waist. For those who prefer something less grassy tasting, there's oolong tea. It's lightly fermented, sitting between green and black tea. Clinical research shows that drinking oolong tea can reduce waist size and body fat. Not just water weight, real fat, including the visceral fat around your belly that drives diabetes and heart disease. Pu'er tea, turning fat into fuel. Then there's pu'er tea, a smoky fermented tea from China that dates back thousands of years. Originally designed to survive long journeys along the Silk Road, pu'er turns out to be a metabolic powerhouse. Scientific studies show that pu'er tea activates brown fat, the special type of fat in your body that behaves like a furnace. When brown fat switches on, it burns harmful white fat, including belly fat and visceral fat. Even more fascinating, pu'er contains its own probiotic bacteria formed during fermentation. That means every sip is like drinking a tea that also improves your gut microbiome, which we now know is key to controlling inflammation, weight, and even mental health. So whether it's matcha, oolong, or pu'er, tea is not just comfort in a cup. It's literally medicine for your metabolism and stem cells. Now, let's move to a beverage that billions around the world love, coffee. For decades, coffee had a bad reputation. People said it raises blood pressure, causes dehydration, or stresses your heart. But when we actually did the clinical studies, the opposite turned out to be true. Slowing cellular aging. Coffee contains a bioactive called chlorogenic acid. When you drink 1 to 3 cups of coffee daily, studies show it slows down the shortening of your telomeres. Telomeres are the little caps at the ends of your DNA, like the plastic tips on shoelaces. The shorter your telomeres, the faster you age. Coffee helps slow that process down. In other words, coffee doesn't just wake you up, it slows the biological clock ticking inside your cells. Protecting stem cells. Coffee also acts as a shield for your stem cells. Remember, as we age, stem cells lose their vigor. But coffee preserves their activity, allowing them to keep repairing your body. Burning harmful fat. Coffee stimulates brown fat through a process called thermogenesis. Think of brown fat as a built-in heater. When it turns on, it burns away your dangerous visceral fat. Studies show that drinking coffee can help people lose up to 8 pounds of fat in 6 months, without changing anything else. Anti-inflammatory and AMP, gut health. Coffee lowers inflammation, one of the root drivers of cancer, heart disease, and dementia. And it also nourishes your gut microbiome, boosting the production of short-chain fatty acids, tiny metabolites that lower inflammation across your entire body. Now, here's the trick. If you drink your coffee with dairy cream or milk, you may be sabotaging the benefits. Why? Dairy fat forms little bubbles that trap the chlorogenic acid, preventing your body from absorbing it. That means you literally flush away some of the best parts of coffee. The solution? Drink it black or with plant-based alternatives like almond or soy milk. That way, you keep the full stem cell boosting, fat-burning, anti-aging benefits. And one more myth to bust. Coffee is not dehydrating when consumed in moderate amounts. Up to 4 cups per day hydrates you just as well as water. So enjoy your cup of joe, but do it right. Let's talk about something almost everyone loves, chocolate. Now, when I say chocolate, I don't mean candy bars loaded with sugar and milk. I'm talking about dark chocolate, 80% cacao or higher. Studies show that drinking hot cocoa made with high flavanol dark chocolate can double the number of stem cells circulating in your blood. In one trial, people in their 60s with heart disease drank 2 cups of high flavanol cocoa per day. After a month, their blood vessels had significantly improved function and resiliency. Why? Because the cocoa proanthocyanidins called out stem cells from the bone marrow to repair their circulation. These stem cells aren't just floating around. They go to work patching up blood vessels, repairing damage, and restoring resilience. That means better blood flow to the heart, brain, and every organ. So, dark chocolate is not indulgence. It's a stem cell activating food that regenerates your circulation. Now let's move to the Mediterranean diet's crown jewel, extra virgin olive oil, EVOO. Polyphenols that heal. Olive oil contains powerful polyphenols like hydroxytyrosol and oleocanthal. These compounds are anti-inflammatory, protect your blood vessels, and activate brown fat to burn away harmful belly fat. Oleocanthal even gives olive oil that peppery sensation in the back of your throat. That bite is actually medicine. Lower risk of heart disease. Across 32 clinical studies involving more than 840,000 people, consuming extra virgin olive oil was consistently associated with a lower risk of heart disease and stroke. That's real-world evidence, not just lab data. How much to consume? Here's the sweet spot. About 3 tablespoons per day. More is not necessarily better because it's still a fat. Spread it out over your meals. Drizzle on salads, sauté vegetables, dip bread. But don't take shots of olive oil. Food works best in the context of food. Kiwi, a surprising gut healer. One food people rarely think of as medicine is the kiwi fruit. But a study gave participants kiwi extract daily for 1 week. The results? improved bowel movements, less bloating, less abdominal pain, and improved regularity. Why? Because kiwi interacts with your gut microbiome to reduce inflammation and support better digestion. So yes, something as simple as a kiwi can be a daily gut healing therapy. So let's connect the dots. Teas like matcha, oolong, and pu'er activate stem cells, burn fat, and even target cancer stem cells. Coffee slows cellular aging, protects stem cells, burns fat, lowers inflammation, and supports the gut. Dark chocolate doubles stem cells and regenerates blood vessels. Olive oil lowers heart disease risk, activates brown fat, and nourishes circulation. Kiwi heals the gut and improves digestive comfort. These are not exotic miracle cures. They're everyday foods and beverages, scientifically validated, human-tested, and proven to make a difference. Practical takeaways: how to use food as medicine daily. Let's make this practical. Here's how you can use food as medicine in one simple daily plan. Morning: coffee, black or with plant-based milk. Add a slice of kiwi on the side. Mid-morning: a cup of matcha tea. Lunch: Mediterranean-style salad with extra virgin olive oil dressing. Snack: a small square of 85% dark chocolate. Afternoon: a cup of oolong or pu'er tea. Dinner: vegetables sautéed with extra virgin olive oil plus lean protein. Evening: one more piece of dark chocolate or a calming herbal tea. This isn't restrictive. It's delicious, sustainable, and scientifically powerful. Let's wrap this up with the key insights. Stem cells are your body's repair system, and foods like dark chocolate, tea, and coffee can activate them. 2. Cancer-fighting potential is hidden in foods like matcha tea, which can kill cancer stem cells in the lab. 3. Fat burning is switched on by brown fat, and foods like coffee, olive oil, and pu'er tea light up that furnace. Longevity isn't about pills. It's about choosing the right foods every day, in the right amounts. Food is not just calories. It's not just fuel. Food is information. It speaks to your DNA, your stem cells, your metabolism, and your microbiome. And when you eat the right foods, you're not just preventing disease, you're actively regrowing, repairing, and regenerating your body. So tomorrow morning when you sip your coffee or tea, when you drizzle olive oil, or break off a piece of dark chocolate, remember, you're not indulging. You're practicing medicine. That's the power of food as medicine.